Hi, and welcome to this weekday word. The Old Testament passage appointed in the daily office from Exodus 35 begins with Moses giving the commandment to God's people to keep the Sabbath. 6 days you shall work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath, holy to the Lord. Sabbath is a gift given to us, and it's appropriate that this reading is appointed today on Friday because for Jewish people, the Sabbath begins at sundown on Friday and continues through sundown on Saturday. For most Christians, we observe our Sabbath on Sunday by going to church and worshiping God, which I think begs the question, what is the Sabbath for? What is it and what isn't it? Well, for starters, the Sabbath is not the same thing as a day off. It's not a day to stop doing everything and go do fun stuff and have a good time at the beach. Now, the Sabbath actually is a day devoted to the Lord, holy, set apart to the Lord, to deal with the Lord's things, to worship Him, to think about who He is and how He acts in our lives and draws us closer to Him. It's a day given to God. And that doesn't mean that it needs to be a day spent doing nothing but Bible study. But it does mean that the intention of keeping the Sabbath is to grow in our relationship with the Lord and to observe something that is fundamentally important for us. Jesus tells us that the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. And the point there is that keeping Sabbath is difficult, but the reason God gives it to us is we need it. We need rest. And one of the reasons we need rest is that it is a profound declaration of faith. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I get really busy, this thought creeps into my head that if I stop, everything's going to fall apart. Behind that is this subtle pride that says, I'm that important. God needs me to keep on going because if I don't, He's done for. No, resting is a profound declaration of faith that says, I can stop because God is the one in control. He doesn't really need me, but He invites me to join in His work. He invites me to experience the joy of joining Him in what He is doing. And so Sabbath is an acknowledgement that we are not in charge, we are not in control, and that we're not God. We don't have the energy to go 24/7. We need to rest. And in resting, we are trusting in God to refresh us and to keep acting. And so I pray, friends, that you hear this in this season of Lent as an invitation to look into your life and see where you are holding on to too much control and have come to believe that you're more important than God. And I pray that in those places you accept the invitation to keep a holy Sabbath, to set apart a day, to worship, to contemplate God, and to tend more specifically to your relationship with Him. Be blessed this day, and I hope to see you as we keep Sabbath this Sunday.